Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to The Well, your source for the latest in the field of after school and summer learning programs. Today we're going to be talking about After School Professionals Appreciation Week. Coming up next. This week, the field of after school and summer learning programs is celebrating the After School Professionals Appreciation Week. Before I begin, I want to give a special shout out to Terry Gonzalez at the After School Depot for hooking it up with the shirt. Appreciating after school practitioners is something that should be done year round. But let's take this week to make sure that we have a lot of impact on how we intentionally appreciate our after school staff at our sites. As a site coordinator, there are a lot of things that you could do to appreciate your staff throughout the entire year. But particularly this week, I want you to focus on a couple of areas. One, I think we need to get into the mindset that as site coordinators, our job is not to specifically be there for the young people that we serve, but to intentionally be there for the staff, the support, the young people that come to our programs. Once you get into this frame of mind, then you will be better able to support your staff throughout their programming. I'll give you an example. I'm here for the kids as well, but my job is to support you, who then supports the staff, who supports the young people in your program. As long as I'm clear about my end goal and mission, then we can better utilize our resources, time, and energy to meeting that end goal. It's time to put staff first. So I'm here to give you a couple of tips on how you can do that at the site level. One of the best gifts that we can provide our staff at the site level is with extra time for professional development. Whether it is you're sharing new information that you have learned or gathered, whether you're sharing a book or new research that comes out, whether you're sharing best practices with them, professional development is the easiest way to make sure that our staff feel comfortable and confident in being able to be prepared in all of the offerings that you provide to your students every day in your after school and summer learning programs. One way that I do this is that once a week or once every other week, I take over one of my staff members' lessons. That gives me, as a site coordinator, the opportunity to interact with the students and be one-on-one and engage with them in these fun activities that you offer. But the main purpose for this is to provide opportunities for professional development for your staff to be able to go observe another staff member within your program who perhaps has best practices to share with the rest of the team. What you will find is that once your staff is learning from each other, it goes a long way into being able to share ideas, resources, best practices without coming from the administrator or from you, their supervisor, but instead coming from their colleagues. This goes a long way into making sure that these best practices are being shared throughout your entire program with all of your staff, students, and families that you serve. Another way to provide professional development for your staff is through very intentional feedback. It's not enough to tell your staff that they're doing a good job or that their classroom is quiet. We should be telling our staff why is it that you feel that they're doing a good job, or what is it that makes their classroom quiet during homework time. I'll give you a couple of examples. Instead of saying, wow, your classroom is really quiet today during homework time, say something like, I really like the way that you're using groups and you're using a point system in your classroom, which is creating an environment where kids feel like they have to be using indoor voices while they're doing their homework. That's actual intentional feedback that folks can replicate and recreate in other aspects of their program. Being intentional on what you say and how you say it can give a framework and a roadmap for your staff to be able to recreate these best practices throughout their entire program day. The last tip that I'll give you for today is one that is near and dear to my heart, and that is food security. When we talk about our after-school programs and we talk about food security or food insecurity, we mostly talk about the young people that we serve. This is why we serve the after-school snack and/or meal or supper program. But let's not forget that our staff also may be dealing with food security or insecurity as they come into our program. Think about it. Most of our staff could be college students. And as they make their way out to attend classes in the morning and perhaps work in the after-school program in the afternoon, a lot of times they don't get a chance to stop by and get something to eat at lunchtime before they come to your program. By the time they come to program and they have to stay until 6 or 6:15 in the evening, we are hungry. It's a long day for all of us, and it's a long day for them as well. So being conscious about food security or insecurity for your staff is something that we can intentionally do to make sure that our staff is at their best as they begin their program day. One of the things that I have done in the past is created a team basket of healthy snacks for our staff to grab if they, for whatever reason, miss lunch that day. So typically I would get that basket, that community basket going first. I would buy a couple of boxes of granola bars and perhaps some fresh fruit like apples. And also don't forget the water. We would tell our staff that that community basket was for them in the case they didn't get a chance to eat lunch that day. Our staff would know that they could grab a quick snack before they actually go and attend program. And what that created is created an environment where our staff were a little bit more patient with the students. They weren't hungry as often, and they felt like we were supporting their efforts as they go through their program day. Later then throughout the year, some of our staff then started bringing their own items to add to the community basket for the rest of the team. That created an environment where everybody was willing to put in things into the community basket and then use it accordingly throughout the year. It really became a community basket for our staff. So when we think about taking care of our staff in terms of whether it's an appreciation week or whether it's throughout the year, a couple of ways to do this is giving them tangible opportunities for professional development throughout the year, giving them very intentional and concise feedback, and thinking about what our staff go through each and every day, just like the students, which could be food security or insecurity as they attend our programs. Please consider subscribing to The Well, or the World of Expanded Learning, for more weekly content, and hit the like button if you found these tips useful. Until next time.